if you buy a very inexpensive property anywhere in France, does that at all ease the way into living here full time?
No, it does very, very little for you. If you're filing for a visa category like visitor where you have to prove housing, then that's one of the ways of proving it. You can prove it by Airbnb or lease
Right.
agreement, or if you already own the place. And then when it comes to naturalizing, it's a good sign of permanent establishment that you own property here in France. But encore une fois, it's not required to buy property, so I don't usually need my clients to do so.
That was from Kim's World Poor, and props to Regina Hope for having that answer in the comments actually, so that one, that was good. As a retiree from the US, how difficult would it be to move to France even part-time? And imagine that that process is different without an employer, obviously. Can they still receive their US Social Security while living in France?
Yeah, you don't have to stop receiving Social Security. The way that it works in America is as of age 62, you can start receiving Social Security, but you want to delay as long as possible up to age 70, because the more you delay, the bigger it can get. And I usually don't need my clients to start taking out Social Security early to make that move here, to retire. And then what was the rest of the question?
How difficult is it for somebody who wants to retire in France?
Oh, it's so doable.
Yeah.
France is like the best country to retire in.
Okay.
You got that Franco-American tax treaty. My friend Jonathan Adida, the accountant, calls it the bee's knees for retirees. You're bringing in American finances
Yep.
to a country that doesn't have that high of cost, all things equal, for food or for rent. Healthcare is a human right in France. There's a discussion in the Assemblée Nationale with the deputy that I met about having a flat rate pay-in, because currently there's this weird era where a lot of retirees aren't paying anything for healthcare, even though they should. And all of my retiree clients say, I want to, I'm willing to, give me a mechanism to pay into the healthcare system.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't see any real downside
I
to
like
it.
that. That's actually a more upbeat answer than I expected. I kind of
Oh,
thought
yeah.
maybe it would be hard to retire in France, but maybe that's because I don't expect to ever retire. Here is a retirement question
Yeah.
for someone who's wanting to retire in France. She's a French teacher. Hosey.
Well, it looks German, so.
Yeah, we can go with that. Hosey.
Howsy.
So Hosey is wondering if her U.S. pension will only be taxed by the U.S. And her 401k withdrawals, because is there any situation where she would have to pay French taxes on her American retirement?
Great question. So there's a big, beautiful Franco-American tax treaty, and that protects us as Americans moving abroad. And like, let's say you move to Italy, they do want to tax your pension, versus here in France, they don't. So it's super interesting for an American to move to France, because we're not getting hit with double taxation, and what stays on the U.S. side is Social Security, which is, say, pension, dividends, and rent. If they're U.S. based, then we're not having to pay income tax on them here in France.
That is good to know. All right.
Now you know.
That
Now
was
you
a
know,
good
Hosey.
answer. Yeah, now you know, Hosey. How's
How's about that?
about that? Pun of the Year award.